Hello, everybody. It's been a hot minute since we've gone live, but I'm excited to be here. Welcome, welcome if you are joining us live, and if you are watching the replay, welcome as well. My name is Ali Manning from Vintage Page Designs, and we talk about things, handmade books here, handmade books, handmade journals. So I'm in a little bit of a different spot in my studio today. Sometimes I'm in the other room with books behind me. Sometimes I'm at my workbench. But today, hi Leah, I'm at my filming table. So at one end of I have two studio rooms, and I'm in the working room. And at one end is like a filming table. So that's where I am today. So you can see everything really clearly. So this is we hope, new monthly video. We'll see. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how popular it is, where I just let you inside the studio and tell you what kind of projects I've been working on this month. So they might be big, they might be small. I might show you something I've done in my journal. I may have purchased a new tool, or I've got some new paper, anything like that. Just to chit chat and share and answer any questions that you have about those things. So let's see how it goes. And yeah, if it's popular, we'll keep doing it. One of the reasons I wanted to do it is because I have made some projects on Instagram and we put them on YouTube as shorts. They're kind of reels and shorts, and they're less than 2 minutes. And sometimes you may have questions about them, or you want to dig a little bit deeper. So I'm going to show you those projects today and go into a bit more detail about the materials I used. And so I'm hoping that'll be helpful too, because a 2-minute reel is pretty darn quick. So, but let me just check that everything's working okay. Amber, is everything good here? Can you hear me okay? Great. Behind the scenes, we have Amber. You can't see her, but she's right there in the comments. So she'll be sort of highlighting questions for me as they come up, or, you know, when we kind of reach a good spot. And if there's any links, she'll drop them in the chat if we have them. But if I do mention any links, I'll make sure I get them under the recording as well. So it's great. Will this remain on YouTube, says Anne. Yep, it stays, unless I deleted it for some reason, but I don't plan to delete it. So yeah, it'll stay right here on YouTube. Oh, thanks. Hi, Autumn. I've seen you for a while. Hi, Linda. Hi, Dorothy. Hi, Blythe. Hi, Margaret. Say hi in the chat. Why don't you let me know in the chat if you're here live, or even if you're not here live, what you've been working on in your studio this month, while I bring the camera down onto my work table. Okay, let's see if we can. Oh, there we go. It's the little things in the corners. I'm going to hide them till we're ready. I'm going to hide them. So one project that I did this month were these stenciled. Oh, should I tell you why this keeps coming off? These little stickers, because it's so hot here and humid that everything is kind of melting. We'll have to re-glue those. I made these little journals. They're maybe 6 inches by 4 inches, and they have canvas covers that I stenciled on. So you may have seen this on YouTube or on Instagram. So I'm going to show you what I used to create these. So I was inspired by Mary Beth Shaw. She gave a class to the Handmade Book Club, like a private session, and she was using stencils to do all sorts of things, and it just like got me very, very juiced up. So I went looking in my drawer for some things to work with. I could have done it on mixed media paper, these covers. I could have done it on craft text. I could have done it on watercolor paper. I probably could have done it on canvas as well. But I had this in my drawer. Can you see that okay, Amber? Yeah, great. Thanks. I had this in my drawer. It's paper canvas for, well, there we go. That's the right way around. It's a canvas for running through the printer. So it's 8.5 by 11. It's 340 GSM. That's about, I want to say, I can't remember. I'm not gonna give you the poundage because I'll probably say it wrong. 20 sheets in a pack. I think it's about $10, and I got it on Amazon. And it was recommended to me by Dee Stoddard, a club member, and she uses it to make books that she sells. So 20 sheets in a pack is pretty good, right? And so I grabbed these out of the drawer, and you're going to see one side, it's kind of white and plasticky. And then the other side, that's where the canvas is. This is 100% cotton. And you can see it's this kind of off-white color. And that's the canvas side, and that's the side that I put the molding paste on. So I took myself one of these sheets, or several of these sheets, and honestly, I didn't have time to order any stencils from Mary Beth because I literally got off the Zoom call and just went straight to my desk. So do you know what I used? And I would love to use Mary Beth stencils, and I will, because I've ordered some. These are paper. These were left over from my scrapbooking days. And they're like, I think they were like metallic or something. These are 12 by 12, and they're left over from scrapbooking. Goodness knows what you're supposed to use them for in scrapbooking days. But I just grabbed these out my drawer and laid this on here, and I used Golden's light modeling paste. Again, it was in the drawer. I don't know why. I mean, probably I had an idea for a project, which, you know, never materialized. So all I did was, and this is what it looks like. It looks like toothpaste. I didn't have any of the right tools. Like I had a knife, like a picnic knife, plastic knife. Just scooped up some of this, plopped it on here, like that, kind of scraped it off, did the whole thing on the canvas side, lifted it up, so it looked like that, and then I let it dry. So let's put this somewhere where I don't put my elbow in it, and I let it dry. And I wound up with something that looked like that. Hopefully you can see that. Where's the camera? Looks like that. See, there's the white on the back, and then this is the canvas, and this is the molding paste. And I even got the grooves from the knife in there. Then I spritzed it with water. Good old spritz like this. And again, my watercolors were at home. They weren't in the studio. So I found this tiny little box of watercolors that we did for a challenge. Some of you may have them. Andrea from A Work of Heart made them. And I got these. I spritzed this, and I just, once it was dry, I just started dropping on watercolor paints. And I put all different colors over there. I allowed it to dry. I did several coats, and then I sealed it up with matte medium. You could also seal it up with Mod Podge or anything that you like. And here's another one. This was a different stencil that I found with handwriting. This is kind of how it turns out. So if you don't have this canvas, you can use duck cotton, which is like a thicker canvas. You could take an old shopping bag, you know, the canvas bags that seem to grow in your house. I have so many. I can't even tell you how many I have because I collect them. You could use an old canvas bag, and you could also use paper, watercolor paper, I think, to create this effect. So that was fun. And like I say, it was just like, you know, I know not everyone's got modeling paste in their drawer. And if you don't have modeling paste, you could just use a stencil and watercolors, or, you know, use a stencil with some gesso, and then, you know, whatever you've got. Kind of the point is, just, we don't always have to wait for to have the perfect stencil or the perfect materials, or just, you know, the perfect spatula or perfect special tool. Just dig around, people. We all have so much stuff. So that's the kind of story behind how these little notebooks came about. And they're pamphlet stitched. They're just a simple pamphlet stitch. And the paper is, I don't even know, it's just some drawing paper I had left over. These are from Dee Dee Catron's store. She gifted those to me. These numbers, I did this for my daughter because she turns 25 next month. And then these are some little kind of Scrabble tile stickers. I don't know if you can see, but they're quite thin, and they need to be glued. So I just did this for some quotes. Again, just some sort of off-white drawing paper inside. And then on the spine, I just took scraps of green from my ribbons and just slid them underneath the stitches. See the stitches right here? Hopefully you can see them. Is the long stitch right here. I just tucked those under, whoops, tucked those under and tied them off and trimmed them. Look at, I mean, seriously, look at this. So someone won this yesterday during our book club get together. So this is going to be going out in the mail to them. So super simple, super, super simple. And, you know, there's not a fancy binding because, frankly, I think the cover steals the show. So, Amber, other questions before I move on? No? All right. I love it. And like I say, thank you so much to Dee Stoddard for turning me on to this. I had visions of buying a new printer and doing all sorts of, you know, digital artwork. Well, yeah, that went by the wayside. Like most of the things I get, you know, inspired to do and then I just forget. So instead I used it for something else. Let's put those to one side unless you have any questions. And if you want to watch the video, it's on our Instagram channel and I think it's also on YouTube as well as a YouTube short. So you can watch that come together. But just a little bit of background on that. And let's pop those to one side. Are there any other questions, Amber, before I move on? I wanted to tell you about a new tool, name of the paste. Hang on. Oops. I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time with the camera here. It's called light modeling paste. You can get a heavier version as well. So you would use a heavier version if your substrate was heavier. Say you were doing it on, I don't know, thick boards or something. You might want something a bit heavier, but I really like this light modeling paste because it dries really quickly and it's not too heavy like on a fabric cover. So light modeling paste, it's yummy. And this is very expensive. It's from the kitchen drawer. All right. What else? So tools. So another book club member, and if you're here, say hi, because I can't remember who it was, recommended this tool during one of our get-togethers. It's a little electric screwdriver set. I was like, oh, I want one of those. So I don't have a Dremel. So I thought, well, I think I'd like to try that. So Mickey ordered one for me. The company is called, I think it's called X-Cool. And I thought I would show you what it looks like. It's got 39 drill bits. So Mickey ordered it for me on Amazon. And so when Mickey comes back from vacation, she can give me the link. Here it is, comes in this little box. And I haven't quite decided if I love it yet or not. I'm like, jury's out, but I thought I would tell you. So it comes, this is metal. And this measures about 7 inches by 3 inches. So it sits in my hand. So you could travel with this, I guess, if you wanted to. The way that you charge it up is by, hold on, whoops, the USB charger. So it's got this little piece goes into the end of your case, and then this plugs into a USB. So, you know, it can go to a laptop or just straight into the wall, any kind of USB charger. So I thought that was kind of cool that it doesn't require batteries or anything. So that I like. You press this button right here and it slides out. So what I didn't realize is that it comes with one of these screwdriver bits, which I don't actually need. So we can see that. Oops, there you go. There's all these screwdriver bits. Would I need them for bookbinding? Probably not. So that's okay. That's all right. We can just ignore those. But here are all the little drill bits. So there's 1, 2, 3, there's 6. You can see they start at 1.6 millimeters and go all the way up to 3 millimeters. Okay, that seems pretty cool. So here's a little tool. So it charges right here. You can see down here. This is where the USB goes in, and then it charges right there. There's 2 little prongs, and that's where it charges. It charges on the end there. So kind of neat. And then it's got a forward and reverse. So just go forward and then backwards. And you can see it there on the little screen. So What this would be useful for is if you were binding a lot of books. So say you were doing like a whole bunch of Coptic bindings for a show, say during the holidays, and you needed to just put lots of holes in book covers. This would be really useful. So here's the tiniest drill bit. It's like a regular drill. You have to sort of open up the chuck to make it larger, pop the drill bit in, and then tighten it like that. And I will say there's an extra one of these chucks as well in here, which I thought was really good because, I mean, I lose everything. So, oops. Oh, oh, look. There's more on the back. I did not know that. Oh, look at that. There's more on the back. Look. Who knew? So there's these tiny ones too. Still a lot of screwdrivers. Oh, I want to be using these for. Or maybe these are big drill bits. Who knows, friends? I would only be using these little ones. But anyhow, here's this tiny one. Here's a piece of book board. And it makes great holes. It's not super fast. So I'm going to press the forward button and go down. It takes a few seconds to go all the way down. I'm going to press the other button to come back out. Has it gone all the way through? Not quite. I'm going to do it again. There we go. It's gone all the way through. See that? And I'm going to press the reverse button, come out. So, you know, if you're doing a lot, you know, you have to do like 6 on each book cover, it would be really useful. See that? The only thing is it's not a neat hole. So if you use a Japanese screw punch, it would remove that book board. But this is going to leave your little lip, a little bit of book board. So if it bothers you, if you're wrapping this in a thinner paper, you can always sand that off. So will I use this? Maybe. Maybe I will. I think these are also drill bits because it's got a plus there. And then I think these are screwdrivers with these little marks right here. So will I use this? Maybe. If I was mass producing something, then yeah, I would. So one quick tip though, which took me a while to figure out, take out the drill bit, put it away. And then when you're putting it back inside here, you have to completely screw down the top, the little chuck, so that it goes all the way down, otherwise it won't fit in there. And you just, oops, I didn't do it enough. You just slot it back in there like that, and it's going to be charging itself. So pretty handy. Like I say, if you're mass producing books, I think it could come in really useful. And the price I believe was under $50. It may have been between 35 and 50. I just can't remember because, like I say, I get into my head I need something, and then the next day it's on my doorstep because Mickey's ordered it for me. She's so good. And in the other little box, as well as the charger cable, there's this like little spatula and some tweezers as well. They may be useful for people who are crafting, but yeah, not bad. Let me just show you the box again so you can just see that box. Electric precision screwdriver set. Are there any questions about that, Amber? No. All right. Let's put it away. What else? Let me show you another project. I did this project this past weekend. So, and I'm still kind of loving it. And I'm still like halfway through it. Right, bye-bye to these. Still halfway through the project, but I wanted to share it with you because I shared it on Instagram this week. And that's these tiny little books. Look how cute they are. We could use coming in a bit closer, couldn't we? Let's come in a little bit closer. Sorry about the wobble, friends. Sorry about the wobble. I'm just going to bring you a little bit closer. Woo. Look at that. Oh, wobbly. Oh, no. Oh, sorry. No, I think we're too close, aren't we? Close your eyes. I'm going to make you seasick for a second. Oh, no, that's too. We need to go back up again. Close your eyes so you're not seasick. Sorry, folks. There we go. It does come with instructions, by the way. I haven't actually looked at them, but I'm sure they're very interesting. Instructions. Sorry if you can't see these very well. It's just I'm balancing lots of things on this desk right now. So these little projects, do you know what made me think of it? I'm doing a color class right now with Tansy from Palimpsest Parade. And I was thinking about complementary colors. So I wanted to make a book. I was inspired by my friend who did some scraps books made from scraps. And I thought, oh, I'm going to make some books using my scraps, but they're going to be complementary colors. So the blue and orange. Orange is the complement to blue. Purple is the complement to yellow. And then green is the complement to red. So that's how I chose the color scheme. This little binding here is called, what's it called? A ledger binding. Hemp cord right here. The tutorial is on Instagram and on YouTube. But basically, all of my papers are the same height, which is like 3 inches, I believe, but they're all different lengths. So you can see this is a long one, but then I've got a shorter one here and a short one here. This one's actually not quite 3 inches, but I had to use it. And that's a bit shorter as well. And then I put a couple pieces, oh, that's stuck together. I put a few pieces together. These are shorter, this little flap. So everything was the same height in my scraps. Well, I tore it down to the same height, but then everything else, you know, varies. And I literally just went through my scraps. So I made the base book with the 2 colors. And then once it was bound together, I went through and added extra things. So it was just a green cover, and then I went in and added this. This is from the compendium that Andrea Shebelu does, and Didi Catron, a whole bunch of them do that compendium calendar. So I have those, that was left over from the very first one they did. Just a little Tim Holtz word, and then this is some vintage stamps. So I just went through and glue sticked, and then use a little bit of stitching. So I'll just flip through them so you can see. This is from a magazine, probably Somerset magazine, or, you know, Bella Grace. This is from that compendium again. And then some scrapbook paper, you know, some paper from a book. You know, I did a book cover, but I mean, who's going to throw away a scrap that size? Certainly not me. Here's a magazine image, attached a piece of scrapbook paper. Here's a piece of cardstock that I had lying around. Again, more stamps, scrap of ledger paper, this little piece of twill tape. Honestly, just scraps. Security envelope and an old jelly print. I mean, honestly, no one's going to do anything with that jelly print, right? But tell you something, I'm not throwing it away, and it's going in my book. Another printmaking class. I forget who that was with, but I loved it. And we were carving it from meat trays, and we made these lovely prints. So on it goes. You can just see postage stamps, words, jelly prints. And I know that none of you throw anything away. I know that. So this is just a good way to use all those things up. It makes me happy. It's not, I swear to you, this is 25-year-old scrapbook paper. It's a bigger piece of the stamps. So there we go. That's that book. Each day comes bearing its own gift. Untie the ribbon, says Ruth Ann Shebacker. And then here's the purple one, which I haven't finished filling up. So again, purple and yellow. This is scrapbook paper from year 0. Paste paper, jelly print, vintage stamp, Tim Holtz words. Security envelope and paper I've used to cover books. Paste paper, more scraps, jelly print, covers, paper that I've used for covers, tissue paper, jelly print, security envelope. I mean, you can kind of get a theme here. I love this quote by Maya Angelou. When you learn, teach. When you get, give. That's a great quote. These quotes, I think, were from like one of those calendars that just does a quote a day. I'm not throwing those away. So here we go. This is from club member D, who sent those to me. So, you know, I know that lots of you swap scraps with friends, or that would be really fun just to see what your friends are using. It's a paper bag, so on and so on. Piece of old calendar. See here. So if you have piles of scraps like this, why not, you know, tear them down to the similar height and magazine image and bind them into this little ledger binding. Let me just keep flipping through. You see, you probably recognize a lot of these papers from the books I make. Paste paper, security envelopes, marbled paper that was a gift. Who knows what paper? From the compendium again with security envelope, gifted marble paper. It goes on and on. From that compendium calendar again. So painted papers, it goes on and on and on. But if you look at this binding, it's really simple. It's just 2 holes. So you clamp your pile of scraps together. I had to punch my holes in 2 batches because I was using a crocodile, and for some reason it wouldn't go through all of them at once. That was fine. So I just did it in 2 batches. So just 2 holes, and then this super simple binding. It's 1 piece of 12-inch thread here, 1 piece of 12-inch thread here. You knot them at the spine, and then you knot them right here. And then you can put beads here. I'm not a bead person, but I know many of you are. And then you could hang it up like this, hang it up like on the wall. You can make a whole bunch of them to make a display. So again, a super simple binding. Like during the month when I'm not making the book club book, I honestly often fall back on these really simple bindings to, yeah, because they're relaxing, they're fun, and I'm thinking more about the content than I am necessarily the binding. So I know this is a terrible angle. Are there any questions, Amber? What? No questions? What? Close your eyes, everyone. I'm going to try and just move this camera a little bit. I really can't. There we go. I'll try that. I'll try that. I'll take this out of the way. There we go. No questions, no questions. Print out some little calendars to glue in. Love this. I was the one. Oh, was it you, Gisela, who fell in love with the mini drill? Oh, stab bindings. Those only came with drill bits. Oh, interesting. Well, thanks, Gisela, for the recommendation. I may have done a little bit more shopping this month. I might have done a little shopping. So if you, hold on, I'm going to switch camera for now, just so that you get a little bit of a break from looking at the wobbly table. Hang on 1 second. There we go. You can look at the studio. So my studio walls are a bit bare in here. So in the other room, I've got some artwork, but I wanted something for my studio walls. That kind of fabric banner behind it is getting really faded from the sun, because I don't know if you can see, but I have very big windows. I have 10-foot windows. So I bought myself some prints. So if anyone has got a good source for picture frames, but I did buy myself some prints from, you'll know her. You'll know her. Her name is Lynn Guinita. I'll put it in the chat. LYNNGIUNTA. You can find her on Instagram, and she makes really lovely prints, like they're collaged letters. So I bought a set of 4. They weren't very expensive. I believe these are maybe 8 by 10. No, they're 8.5 by 11. So here's one: Hope, Courage, Create, Happy. Here's the second one: Be a fun, kind human. The third one, hold on, try not to get too shiny. What does it say? Make friends, make art, make a difference. Thank you. And then this is my favorite one: Let's create a kinder world. So I thought I'd put like either, 2/2 or a row of 4. So if anyone's got a really good source for frames, because something simple, but I thought they'd be really fun in my studio. So they were a little gift to myself this month, which I thought you all might appreciate. And then I did purchase some paper this month. So let me show you again. I'm not actually sure what I would do without the book club members, because well, they're enablers actually. They keep telling me to buy things. So one of our past challenges or weekend workshops, it was really quite a while ago, someone recommended, and if it's you and you're here, tell me, something called Pepin Press papers. Ooh, sorry about the, let's just move the lamp. Pepin Press papers. I'll switch the camera back down so you can see. And I couldn't find hardly any. I don't know why, because there was a run on them. Yeah, the enabling is half the fun. Charity shops, that's a good idea. Hold on, so hopefully you can see that. There we go. So Pepin Press, P-E-P-I-N. So I couldn't find many, and I only found this one. I can't remember where I found it. You can now get them on Amazon. I don't think you could get them before, but you can get them on Amazon. And it's supposed to be gift wrap or creative papers, but they are really good quality. Some are shiny, but some are matte. So I prefer the matte ones. This is matte. I have to say, I don't particularly love this pattern, but I just really wanted to see what they were like. So this is some kind of 1930s German pattern, not quite my scene, but I was just dying to try them. So they've got a perforated edge. You pull them out like this. So you do have a bit of a perforation there, but then they open out like 4 times that size. You can't even see it. So they open out to 4 times the size. So let me tell you what the size is. This is 13.5 by 9. So they're European, I believe. They're probably in centimeters. But it's about, like I say, 13.5 by 9. And that's by 4. So that folds out. You do have a crease, you know, along the edge where it's been folded. But that's a good size paper. Or you can get at least a couple covers, book covers out of it, and these are 6 by 9 covers, and then still have some left. So I use these 1930s ones. This is going to, oh look, I've got stuff on it. This is going to be September's book. It's a reverse piano hinge with a hard cover. I'm giving all the secrets away. So I used it on the cover, but then I used it on my signature wrappers. So it's really nice to then use the rest of the paper on signature wrappers. It kind of ties it all together. Like I say, not exactly my favorite. And the weight of it is like a 60-pound drawing paper, maybe. So I had to fold over the edges because I felt like I wanted to be a little bit sturdier, but they were great to wrap around a cover. So yeah, I would say like not an 80-pound, but maybe a 60-pound drawing paper. But you see how, you know, by using it for the signature wrappers, it kind of ties it all together because it's all the same theme. So I made this book with this Pepin Press. It's called the Weinewerkstätte. That's the name of it. This type, Weinewerkstätte, and it gives a little bit of like history at the beginning of where the patterns came from, which I thought was kind of interesting. But then I noticed that, oh, Jen Hen. Yeah, she lived in Vienna, exactly. I noticed that Amazon was selling others. So I may have just made a little order. So I got some that I actually really quite like. So this big Amazon box may have showed up on my door. I better not show my address. So I haven't even really had a good look at them. So you and I, friends, can look at them together. So I don't know how I feel about this one. So from this cover, it looks kind of interesting. It's called Still Life. And it's got a little bit of info at the beginning. This looks like wallpaper. This is matte, which I'm liking. I don't know what that is. I think it's an orange. Don't think I'll be using that. This is kind of interesting. Oh, this is glossy. This white one here is glossy, and it's the same as the others. It's perforated, and you pull it out, and it opens out to 4 times this size. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Not sure how I feel about that either. But it'd be kind of interesting for a recipe book. This is glossy. This is glossy. Glossy. They're different, right? Also glossy. Not sure if I'm loving this still life, but glossy. So maybe don't know. Not sure if I love that. This one, I think I'm going to like. This is the Chinese art one. A little bit of information at the beginning right here in several languages. Okay, this is nice. This is really nice. The pages are matte. If you can see them properly. I mean, I think you get the idea anyway. Oh, these are really nice. Oh, yeah. Bamboo. Those look the same. Oh, yum, yum, yum. Oh, I can see making some really nice books. And you see how they all coordinate together. So like, you know, you can make a series of books. I know you're going to ask me how much they were. Can't remember. I want to say 20 each. But maybe someone could look it up on Amazon. It wasn't enough for me to go, oh. So that's a really nice one. So I love that one. Let's see how we feel about Flora, friends. Let's see. If you're just joining us live, this is called Studio News. And basically, I'm just talking about new things that are in the studio this month, new things I've made, and then also just new things I've purchased, new things I've tried. I'm feeling this one already. Again, perforated edge, folded into 4, same size. Oh, this is yum. This is matte. Oh, delicious. Ooh. Oh, this is really nice. Okay. Okay. I think you get the idea. That's delish. Should we look at the last one? I think I have enough paper now to last me a lifetime. This is called Fanciful Nature. These pages all feel matte. And let's see. Parrots. Don't know how I feel about this one. Not sure. Not quite my color palette. I mean, it's probably got a time and a place. It looks to me like vintage bark cloth. I mean, it's kind of interesting. And if you know, it would be someone's cup of tea probably if you made them a book with it. But I think, to be honest, I think the winners are the Chinese art and the Flora, I want to say. So if you are looking for paper that all sort of coordinates together to make a series of books, this might be a really good way to go. So, and I don't think they're like prohibitively expensive. Paper and ink arts have a few online, but they in their online store, but not many. So, and I just really wanted to save shipping and order them all in one go. So I had to do the big A, which I know is not ideal, friends. I know it's not ideal. Anything else new in the studio? A couple new things that I can share with you, and then if you have any questions, happy to answer them. We did, as I mentioned, I made this a couple months ago. You probably saw it on Instagram, this journal, and this is just to show you that I work in my journals. Like I do have a lot on the shelf, which just look cute, and I love that. But this is, I do use my journal. So this is a chain stitch binding. It was on Instagram and YouTube. It's white craft text and with napkins and tissue paper on both sides, and then just sealed with matte medium. And then I put this craft text pocket right here. Oh, you can't see it. Craft text pocket right here. Lovely straight stitching. So that's nice and sturdy. It's funny. My mom was throwing they've got these Nespresso coffee pods, coffee maker, and they bought the pods, and she was throwing away the packaging. I'm like, I don't think so. What do you think you're doing, throwing those away? So those are in there for a project one day. One day, probably never. And then I bought some of those gloves that you put on your hands when you put on lotion. They're like white gloves, and you get them at the pharmacy, and then you wear them overnight and your hands are all soft. Yeah, well, I always forget to do it, but I bought a pair, and these were inside, and I think frankly I was happier with these than I was the gloves. So those are sort of in there waiting for a little project. Tell me in the chat what's the kind of what things have you collected this month like this, like random things that you plan on working with. Or give me some more ideas on what I should be looking out for. So I think I showed you that I had been doing Tansy's color workshop, and it was all filled with color wheels. So this month I continued working in it, doing a lot of swatching from her class as well. So just, you know, working out neutrals and things. And because remember here I did the compliments book. So look, we've got the green and the red, and the yellow and the purple, then the orange and the blue. So that's where this kind of inspired my little journals that I made. So yeah, I've just been playing around with her class in this little book. So just to show you, friends, that I do use the books I create. And the paper, I think, it's a Reeves BFK, I want to say. And yeah, I think it's a Reeves BFK. So it's fairly sturdy. So you want to see that. That was a disaster. That's my little swatchy thing. So there we go. So just to show you, and then these, I don't, you know, again, this was like in the recycling, these elastic bands. I don't even know what they were holding. Now they're on my journal. Sock inserts like a foot. Love that. Oh, thank you, Apple, for saying where you can buy Pepin in Canada. Dorothy has the hands too. Oh, if it's matte, it should take tea staining. Yes. But you know what? I don't know if you remember. Well, maybe you don't remember, but let's see. Mary Beth. Sorry, now I'm reaching for things. Mary Beth showed us this really cool technique where you, on glossy paper, where you put a stencil underneath and rub with sandpaper. So you know what, I'm just going to try. Let's just try that with the glossies. Let's see what happens. Kind of curious now. Yeah, because like I don't honestly know what to do with glossy paper. I don't know about you, sorry. I'm all excited now. So we could scuff it up, which would be kind of interesting. I wonder what would happen if we put this underneath. Oh, look at that. That would be kind of interesting. That makes that paper a lot cooler. Ooh, we like it. Oh, that's really fun. That gives really interesting texture. Can you see? Just in the stencil. That's really neat. So I can imagine like using these glossy papers to alter them, to make them a bit more interesting. So, what other questions are there? Mesh type paper that flowers are wrapped in. Love that. Oh, I'm liking this. I might need to stop the YouTube live now and go play with this. Just kidding. The last thing, friends, that I made this month. Keep letting me know in the chat what you've been working on in your studio this month. I'm very curious to see. The last thing I made this month, the month being July 2025, were these. Do you remember these? I think we used to make these as kids. The elastic band books. They're so fun. Honestly, they are so fun. This was the first one I made with a stick and just some scrap paper. Elastic band. So the way it works is there's 2 holes. Apparently that's a bit of a theme for books this month. 2 holes. You feed the elastic band through so that these 2 loops are here. And then you push through either a pencil, a crayon, a paintbrush, a stick. I mean, anything long and thin. One of those coffee stirrers would be really fun. A Crayola crayon. So this was some wrapping paper that I'd used on a book. I had it left over, and of course I'm not going to throw it away. And then this right here is some deli paper. If Jen Hen is here, this was the deli paper that we got on our very first book club meetup in a cafe, and this, I finally used it. So this was used to wrap the, not wrap the sandwiches, but like line a basket for, I don't know, sandwiches or something. Yeah, I've had it since before the pandemic. So it finally got used in this cute little book. And so it scraps. This is a piece of brown scrapbook paper. This is, who knows, brown cardstock. This is just some brown regular paper. I mean, who knows where this stuff comes from, but I know exactly where that comes from. So do you have that as well? Like you have a piece of paper in your stash and it brings back like all these memories of like something that you had done. Jen's still using hers. Jen was the cheeky one who went up to the, you know, one of the staff and said, can we have some of those, please? And boy, am I glad she did. So yeah, does anyone else have like paper in their stash where they're like, oh, I remember that? Or I don't know, it's like a trip down memory lane for me. And then this one right here is watercolor paper. It's, oh no, actually it's Reeves BFK. So it's a printmaking paper, but I use water medium with it. And then the idea is that you take this out when you're out in the field. It's got hard cardboard on the back. And then you can just like clip this on, do your painting, and then, you know, lay it out in the sun to dry, and then you can, you know, reassemble your book. Or you can just do all different paintings, and then when they're all dry and your project is finished, you can bind it all together with this, with your paintbrush or, you know, whatever else you would like to use. Most of us here probably have a overflowing stash. Yeah, I'm a little out of control at the moment with my scraps. So I don't see any questions. Do you, Amber, see any questions? Oh, I think she's got one. She's going to pop it on the screen. Can you show us your book? Which one? This one, this one. Let us know which one you want to see. This one, or was it this one? September project. This one. I don't want to show you too much because we haven't even done. Oh no, we haven't done August yet, and August is Jack Ravi. But there's the spine. Oops, hello. There's the spine. 2 hard covers, and then it's a reverse piano hinge. So if you do this, you can take out the signatures like that. Okay, so the signatures come out, and now I have to put it back together, and I'll have performance anxiety doing it on screen. But it's not I'm not going to do it on screen. But it's nice because you can remove the signatures, and you know, say I don't know if it's like a travel journal, or you know, something happens and you don't like this one, you can replace it, or you can bind them into something else. So it's quite a nice structure for sort of for housing temporary things. So yeah, that is the book. So 2 hardcovers. We've done a soft cover version, but I really like this hardcover version, and it's just got end papers right here, nice bit of extra glue there. So you'll have to wait because we have August first, and we have an amazing project from Jack Ravi. Oh, Sharon's doing Liz's books. That's really cool. I love those books. All right. Any other questions, Amber? I think she's going to find me one. Oh, I think it's at home. So Suzanne wanted to see the leather book that was on Instagram with it. Yes, I remember we talked about that yesterday. Do you know, I think I left that at home. I did. I'm so sorry. It's on my desk at home because I'm actually writing in it. I will remember to bring it next time. I forget what project it was that we did. I can't remember. I'm sorry. The big book with the band. You want to see this again? Sure can. I'll show you any books you like. So was this it? No, or was it this one? Let's find out which one you mean, Pat. Is it this one, Pat? We're not sure. We're not sure. I'll just show you both. This is, yeah, was it this one? I don't know. Yes, the big one. This one. Maybe this one. So this has got a chain stitch. It's got like a 1/2-inch spine. And it started out as white craft text. So underneath all of this, underneath here is white craft text, which is like a paper fabric. You can now buy this by the yard from Paper and Ink Arts. And I keep mentioning paper and ink arts, not because we have any kind of, you know, financial deal with them, but because we've been working with them to get certain things in stock for you. Because plain white Craftex, if you buy a bolt of it, like I have, is super expensive. So it's white Craftex, and then I just took, you can kind of see underneath here, the white. It was unwashed, so it's nice and smooth. I folded it with the grain. So when you know, the grain runs this way with the spine. So I folded it, scored it with the grain after I decorated it with, this is a napkin. This is a napkin. This is some decoupage paper. This is tissue paper, like gift wrap paper, decoupage paper. This is gift tissue paper that was from Mickey one year. Napkin, gift tissue paper. So it's just and this is gift tissue paper. I think that's a napkin. I don't remember, but yeah, I just covered both sides with thin decorative things. So but yeah, and honestly, it was so easy. And who doesn't have napkins? We just did a napkin swap in the book club. So, and I think Abby's going to do another one because you know, you buy a pack of 25 napkins and you don't want all of them. So it's kind of fun to do swaps. So yes. Anything else anyone wants to see? Any other questions? Is the canvas paper a lot thinner than regular canvas? Yes. Hold on. Let me have a. I'll just feel it. Yes. Yes, it is. I mean, I know you can't see, but do you see how easily it folds? It folds really easily, and you can kind of scrunch it up. So yeah, it is quite a bit thinner than regular canvas. It's got like this plastic coating. And the whole point is it's supposed to run through the printer. So yes is the answer. Great question, Laura. Any other questions? Happy to answer. I'll just pop myself back on the screen, because you're all probably seasick from seeing my camera wobble. Any other questions? No? Are we good? Let me know in the chat or the comments, or you can send us a follow-up message if this is the kind of thing you're interested in, seeing more closely what I've been working on, seeing what is exciting me, seeing what I purchased this month. I promise I won't do shopping every single month. If you like this kind of thing, it's just casual and interactive, because I want to know what you're making and doing, and maybe you want to see what I'm making and doing. So I'd be happy to do this next month. I think I will be in an Airbnb next month at the same time. So you'll probably see what's in my travel kit this time, and perhaps what I've discovered in the half-a-mile radius of where my parents lived. So yeah, let's see. Thank you so much to Amber. If you have not signed up for Bookbinding 101, it is coming up on August 11th to 17th. So we would love for you to join us. If you are a brand new bookmaker and are a little bit afraid to get started, then Bookbinding 101 is just a great place to begin. So it's over the course of a week, but it's 4 live sessions that will be recorded, and I'll be teaching you the absolute basics of bookbinding. So most of our book club members do not need Bookbinding 101, but if you have a friend who you think would like to dip their toe into the world of bookbinding, please invite them, and we will leave a link to that down below as well. So Bookbinding 101, August 11th to 17th, and it is free. Free. So free as in no cost, as in zero. So it's just sort of, yeah, meant for people who are just curious, want to dip their toe into the world of bookbinding. So please join us. All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you here next month for some, I don't know, some creating on the go. All right. Take care.